Lingenhoel with Cutler Real Estate. I'm Arden.
And I'm Lisa.
And we're here today with two special guests. And these guys will scare you to death.
Oh, yeah.
We got Brandon Wright on my left and Pearson DeVaul on my right. And they're with Gorgas Street Horrors. Is that right? Did I say that right?
Gorgas Street Horror.
Horror.
Singular horror.
Horrors. I added the S.
You can only be scared once.
New name. But anyway, we're going to get to them in a little bit. But right now, we're going to talk about this girls' soccer team.
Oh, yeah. Okay, before we get started with
That could be scary.
stuff. Yeah, it could be scary, but it's not going to be scary because tomorrow night, Copley, they're going to win.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that will not be scary. That's going to be awesome. We're so excited. We're so proud of our Louisville High School soccer team. The girls, of course, we're proud of the boys too, but these girls are on fire. And tomorrow night, we're headed to Copley.
Yep.
So for a playoff.
Yeah, we have to play away. If
Yeah.
Kenton would have won, we would have played at home.
Yeah,
But we got
yeah.
to play at Copley
That's
now.
okay.
So.
The weather's going to be good. So.
And we're going to win. We had to buy the first game, so.
Yep.
Anyway.
So, hey, just a shout out real quick. High school band, congratulations again at Tri-Valley. Superior rating, first place. Oh my gosh, did you see that?
Well, they're cleaning house.
They
I'll tell
are.
you.
Well, they always do. They're
And
super
going to
amazing.
state
Yep.
and- oh, that's great. That's
So, anyway, great week this week and next week with Halloween coming up. Trick or treat. Do you guys ever go trick or treating?
Well, we used to do it in the driveway, so a little
Yeah.
bit. The wives usually would take the kids. Brandon and I would kind of hang back.
You'd
but-
hang back?
Yeah, but
Okay.
we still give out candy before we go up to the trail on Sunday,
We
for
were
sure.
usually busy setting up for
Scaring
Yeah.
the daylights out of them.
Well, on the 27th, Louisville will be having their Halloween trick or treat, right?
3 to 5.
For the community.
So set your clocks and
Yeah.
set your calendars
Get
for
your candy
the
out there.
27th, 3 to 5.
Yeah, and the YMCA, we can't forget about the YMCA. They joined us last week. The YMCA is partnering with the high school this year, and they will be doing trick or treat October 30th at 5 p.m. And I got one more, Louisville Gardens, October 30th, Halloween party, 5:30 to 7:30 for the whole family. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween special around here, and I know
yeah.
these two guys are just loving Halloween.
Oh,
It's in their blood, and they've been doing things for a long time. So at this point, we're going to ask them to tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah. Tell us about yourselves.
Go ahead,
Where you're
Brandon, you
from.
first.
Okay. Well, I'm from here, Louisville. Born and raised. Never really left. So I've been here my whole life. We graduated 07. We were fortunate enough, I guess if you say that, to graduate together in 07. Seems like 100 years ago now, but and yeah, I mean, I live just outside the city now, but which is nice. But I've got a little boy. He's 5. Just recently got married. You know, all good things.
Wow, that's cool.
And yeah, just a passion for Halloween. I mean, ever since I was little, I got my start when I was way young with my dad was scaring kids down at Factory of Terror, and he knew the owners.
Yeah.
And I won't tell you how old I was when I started, but I was pretty young, and they let me, and I was making a paycheck, and it was fun. And that's how I got my start. And so,
Nice.
and yeah, ever since then, it kind of just, I don't know, it was something that always interests me. And then,
That's cool.
and then this guy ended up moving back.
Yeah.
He had moved out of state after high school, and he moved back, and it was very random. We ended up being neighbors, and
Yeah, it's
said,
funny how things work out.
Very much
yeah.
so.
And he had a Halloween obsession too, so
Oh my gosh.
we got this idea, and just one thing after another, and yeah,
And here
it
you
just
are.
it snowballed. So
So Pearson, born and raised here in Louisville,
Yes, ma'am.
graduated '07.
Yes,
I got
ma'am.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you moved away.
I did. I moved to Tennessee. I
Okay.
moved to Tennessee for about 10 years. Got married. I have 4 kids. 2 of them were born in Tennessee. And it got to the point where, we had family coming down every month, every other month. We were taking vacation time to come back to Ohio.
Yeah.
And I said, while the kids are young, why don't we just move back to Ohio? So we ended up moving back, bought a house right beside Brandon. Really, I started doing Halloween setup down in Tennessee, and I quickly found out where I lived at. There's a big M&M Mars plant down there, so
Oh.
they don't do a whole lot of trick or treating. The M&M Mars plant supplies the city of Cleveland, Tennessee, with a ton of candy, and so they do a block party instead of the
Oh,
trick
wow.
or treating. So first year, I'm decorating my house like crazy. Not one trick or treater. I'm like, oh, that's a bummer. So when I moved home and I realized we lived, buying a house on Gorgas Street, I can remember as a kid growing up in Louisville, Gorgas Street was the hotbed. I mean, that was where you wanted to go for candy
Yeah.
as a kid, So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. So I started decorating the house. Brandon comes out. He said, "What are you doing?" And I tell him, and he's like, "I want to help." And I'm like, "Okay." So me, Brandon, myself, and Brandon's dad got dressed up, started scaring some kids, and it just kind of took off. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
And it started with tablecloth and one or
White
two props, and it was black, but
Yeah.
we had a fog machine and a couple props,
Something like that. Yeah, silly.
and we just let him walk up on the porch, and we scared him, and Pearson was yielding a chainsaw, and I think that was how it clicked for us because
Without
we
the
were,
blade, right?
Sure.
Maybe. Maybe. We can't give all our secrets away.
It might have eventually came off. But I'll tell you what, I think the coolest thing we heard was we were about, trick or treat's only 2 hours long.
Right.
And it was about halfway through, and these kids came walking on the sidewalk, and we're costumed up, and I heard this boy say, "Daddy, look, it's the chainsaw house." And I mean, we didn't name it anything, right? And right then I looked at him and I was like, how do people know what we're doing? It's been an hour. And so people were already talking.
Yeah.
And it was the coolest thing. And that was kind of how it just clicked, and I guess turned into something, because we were like, well, this is cool. Like maybe we can, do something here and turn this into something. And it's Louisville. It's a small community, so people are talking, and it's great, and that's why it's a great place to live, and a great place to raise your kids. So,
Hey, what's your favorite candy?
my favorite candy?
Yeah.
Oh, geez,
Say, why are you looking at me?
He went.
that was really on the spot.
I was waiting for you to answer for him.
I'm a big peanut butter guy, so I'm probably Reese cups
Reese
for me.
Cups.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
anything peanut butter.
Yeah.
Pearson?
I have a massive sweet tooth, so it's really hard to put a favorite on mine, but probably a Payday.
Oh yeah.
Peanut and the-
Well, you guys give giant Snickers to anybody that comes through the.
You said you do?
Yeah, don't you? Oh no.
We're gonna get some.
We're getting a little off topic.
Oh, let's get back on topic. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just take a little bit of a break.
Yep.
And when we come back, we got some questions for these guys. It's crazy today. And we'll see what they have to say.
We'll be right back.
Hello everyone, I'm Tegan Evans. As many of you know, when the Louisville Herald moved on into retirement, the city of Louisville, Nimishillen Township, and all of its community members were left with a void. The community lost its ability to hear about local events, news, information, sports, and community projects. We lost the ability to come together for Louisville's betterment. Well, we have a solution for you, Spotlight Media Network. Spotlight Media Network is a place anyone can go, whether it be social media, YouTube, or our website, that will display information in different formats to show the best Louisville has to offer. One last thing, if you have something newsworthy or something you would like the community of Louisville to hear about, send us an email at spotlightlouisville1@gmail.com. So if you want to see what is happening in Louisville or the best Louisville has to offer, check out Spotlight Media Network, where we know Louisville is #1.
Hello. Hey, we're back, and we are going to ask these gentlemen some questions, and I think we're going to leave that up to Lisa to handle.
I'm scared.
You're scared?
I'm scared. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you said you had a story. Tell them real quick what your story is
my
before we
gosh.
get into
Oh, my
Q&A
gosh.
here.
Okay, so, well, I was going to ask you, Arden, if you have any, favorite Halloween story when you were growing up, favorite costume? I know your mom did a lot of
Oh,
sewing.
there were four of us boys, and she made us all dress up as girls because all the neighbors knew the Lingenhoel boys, and so she made us dress up as girls. So we went as girls about every year, and everybody laughed and thought it was great.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
what's yours?
Well, no, I was just going to say that would be pretty scary for their forest. if you need
We're always taking volunteers.
So I was really little, and I grew up in Provo, Utah. And on Center Street, at the end of Center Street is the mountain, the Y mountain where BYU is, or where the Y is. And there, at that time, there was a mental institution. Okay, that's what they called it, a mental institution.
That was your house.
No, that wasn't my house. But people who were having difficulties went to this, and it was a big white building. So every year, they turned this into a haunted house. And the patients were actually scaring the people that went through the haunted house.
That could be interesting.
Yeah. So get this, but this was back in the 70s when they could do something like this.
Sure.
But oh my gosh, I just remember I was so scared. And as you know, I don't do haunted houses. I don't watch scary movies.
No.
I don't do anything scary. I will walk through your forest in daylight, but I'm not coming at night. So, yeah.
Well, good news, right? When it opens, it's not quite dark yet. Right,
Okay.
Yeah,
right at
we'll
opening.
be your
Okay.
first customer.
If you're the first one in line,
And nobody can
Perfect.
scare me, okay?
we'll see you tonight.
Okay. Oh, I don't know.
Well, how'd you guys get up there? How'd you get up to Metzger Park?
It was kind of his fault, to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we did
absolutely.
The first year we started, we did it on my front porch. It was just, like we said, black tablecloth, like a fog machine, some little store-bought props, right? Second year, we did it the length of our driveway. It was like half length of our driveway. Brandon and I shared a driveway at the time, being neighbors,
which
we
was-
shared driveway.
Which is awful, but at the same time, if you're
It
ever going
worked for us.
worked perfect.
Yeah.
And then the third year we did the full length of our driveway. So every year we try to get, bigger, better, Well, then this guy comes to me and says, "I'm moving." And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, I'm moving." I'm like, "What are we gonna do?" He's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Great." So I'm trying to think, well, man, I'll open my backyard. Heck, I'll let him walk through my house. I don't know. We'll figure it out, right?
Up on the roof, there'd be a zip line. We'll figure something out. Like we had to. I mean,
So we ended up brainstorming, and we were like, man, it would be really cool if we could find some woods or a cornfield or something. And so I thought, well, Metzger Park has some woods. So maybe we'll approach the city. So we did. We drew up this proposal, PowerPoint, and we went down to the city, and they loved the idea, and it just kind of happened.
Oh, that is cool.
They didn't say no. They were,
Yeah, we're very gracious of that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So about how many people do you guys have that help you with this?
Well, we started with 3, but now, I mean,
Four-ish?
it's gotten 4. Okay, I'm sorry, 4.
If we're talking
Yeah.
building and setting up, there's 4 of us.
Oh, okay.
We have Brandon, myself, and then we were fortunate enough 2 years ago. We met a couple from they came from Chicago, and they've been in the haunt industry for somewhere in the 12 to 15 year range, and they've done special effects, makeup. They've done acting, and so when they moved to Louisville, he got a job working for the railroads. They moved to Louisville. Someone out in the community introduced us, and it kind of clicked. We said, "Hey, we're a startup. It's all volunteer. We can't pay you. We want to be very upfront with that. You know, like this is strictly volunteer work." And she loved the idea,
They jumped on it.
and they jumped on it.
that's
Yeah,
neat.
They did.
Yeah.
We're like I said, we're fortunate.
Yeah.
And now she's the head of our makeup department, and
Oh, that's cool.
she's taught a few other girls. So now we have 3 girls doing makeup, and she's awesome. She
Yeah.
makes a lot of our masks. We try not to do. We've evolved into, some spirit Halloween stuff and buying her own masks. To now, she makes a lot of our masks. The
Yeah.
majority of them, she's made them. And so we kind of take pride on, we like having things that you're not going to see elsewhere.
Right.
And so, we try not to buy store-bought stuff. We try to stay away from it. And it's no knock on that. It's just we would prefer you to come through and see
Original.
our stuff for the first time and see, that's something that I don't see elsewhere. So,
Right, right.
And yeah, they've been great. Her husband, he helps us do all the building and all the setting up, and
Storage, which
Yeah.
is a big thing.
Okay.
helps with
I
that.
bet.
We got to store it all
So-
somewhere, so
Yeah.
Now, when do you guys start planning everything?
January 1st.
You do take time off.
So we kind of
try.
It started with my wife. My wife, Marina, she loves Christmas, and so I kind of made a little agreement with her that after the haunt, when we're done cleaning up, that from that point on, there's no Halloween talk. It's Thanksgiving, it's family time, it's Christmas,
Yeah.
it's holiday. And so I try to stick true to it. We might have some sidebar conversations, Brandon and I, here and there about,
Or we just take meetings to the garage and keep away from it.
Yeah, you know. But usually January 1st rolls around, I'm on the phone with all 3 of them saying, "Hey, we got to meet," and we start thinking of what we're gonna build, what we're gonna, theme or set wise, lighting, things like that. And usually within that first week of January, we've got a really good idea of what we're gonna be doing for the following year.
Can you make it too scary?
That's a good question. I don't know.
That was my big question. I stumped them.
So
I stumped them.
So maybe I gotta be careful how I answer this because I want to say no, you can't. But we definitely there's haunted houses you can go through, that they can touch you or they can throw stuff on you, whatever, very extreme. And we obviously don't do anything like that. But even set wise, we're very cautious about what goes into our sets. We don't want to, there's a thin line between trying to scare somebody and being inappropriate or distasteful.
Yeah.
So there's times where even I might come up with an idea or Brandon and we sit and think about it. And we're like, that would be awesome. That'd be so scary. And then we really think about it and we're like, we might want to back off just
Over
a little
the
bit.
edge a
Yeah,
little
just
bit.
because someone come through might find it distasteful and that we definitely pride ourselves on our name and who we are as people and our morals. So we don't ever really want to cross that line.
Yeah.
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 I noticed from your website that you've won some awards.
So
Yeah, that was neat.
I don't really know if it was necessarily winning awards, but we did have last year. We had a review team come through,
Okay.
and they're from the Scare Factor, and they have teams all over the United States, and they have a Cleveland team, and they came through our second Saturday last year, and it was really neat to see. But he came through. He had like a microphone, and he kind of gave us his points on, what was good, what was bad, what needed work, this, that, and the other. So we did get like an inspiring upcoming like passion makes you do it type of deal.
Okay.
Which was really neat. And then they give each haunt that they review, they give that haunt like a character, like the best character of that haunt. And our Crossroads Demon won it, which was really neat because that was the Crossroads Demon. Out of all of our characters from last year, we actually have him again this year, and he does have hunting experience. He's a great actor. He's a great guy. And it was really tied in with the theme that we had the last 2 years. So it was nice to see that, not just some different type of character that really had nothing to do with our theme. So that was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it was really neat too because it's not necessarily your scariest actor or who has the best jump scare or the best makeup, or it was just really neat. It was whoever they had liked as an all-around character. And I mean, him and I both talked. We could not have done that role as the Crossroads Demon. That is not something that I would have been good at because he had a very big speaking part. And I can talk to probably just about anybody, but when you're talking inside the haunt, I'm not much of a speaker. And so he did an excellent job. I mean, he was very interacting with everybody, and it was neat. He was splitting families up, if you came through with your kids, and he would purposely split you guys up, and you'd go to hell and you'd go to heaven, and he would force you to go these ways, and it was very neat. And I guess we didn't expect him to do as well as he did, and he did awesome, and yeah, it was really neat. So
cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How many people do you have working at night? Working in the you said haunt.
In the haunt, yeah. Our slowest night probably, I think 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
We stay steady between 18 and 25-ish people.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a lot of people.
It is.
It's
It
neat.
is for kind of how big we are. We're not a small walk, but we're obviously not a massive walk. There's haunted trails out there that span over 25 acres.
Yeah.
So that's
sure,
obviously not what we are. But for the acreage that we use, and 25 is pretty good.
How long? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
How long does it generally take to walk all the way through?
So it all depends really on on your speed.
If we make you run.
Yeah, if you're running,
try not
if you're
to.
scared.
There's probably some track stars in there.
It's-
on that.
yeah,
Try
we
not
see
to,
'em.
because you'll be running over sets, and it's
was-
in the woods,
it
so
was
there's
funny.
Yeah.
roots
Yeah.
and there's uneven ground, and
Okay.
so
It was funny. We had last night. We actually had some of some Louisville high school stars come through last night, and I know that my son plays sports for Louisville, and so there was 4 kids that play sports at Louisville, varsity football, basketball, whatever it may be, and it was very fun to watch. And I went home and I obviously told my son about it because
Yeah.
I'm like, you would never believe who came through. I saw so and so. He came
Yeah.
through and
Yeah.
he was scared,
Aw.
And they would take off and run a little bit and then they'd stop, and that's a thing. Most people don't just walk straight through. If you walk
Okay.
straight through from start to finish, you can probably get done in 15 minutes.
Okay.
Most
Okay.
people are stopping, and then other parts they're walking quickly, and other parts their backs up against the walls, or So it just relatively depends. I would say in the range of 15 to 20 minutes to get through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
and you get some slow walkers. Oh, I didn't mean
Yeah,
to cut you off,
yeah.
but yeah, you get.
I think it would probably take me 5 minutes. I'd be running.
Well, how
For
long
sure.
does it take you to crawl? It'd probably be.
Yeah, things are. What days are you guys open?
So opening, excuse me, lost most of my voice these last 2 days, but
You've been screaming a little bit. You've been afraid.
2 nights of yelling and jumping out of the woods. So bear with me here. Tonight will be our 3rd night. We just opened this past Friday, which was 18th.
Yep.
Right. 18th. Today's the 20th. And then next weekend we run Friday, Saturday, Sunday as well. So that's the 25th through the 27th.
Yep.
Okay.
7
and-
p.m. to 11 p.m.
7 to 11.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Ticket. You can show up early. We start selling tickets at 6:30.
Yep.
Or go to our website. You can buy tickets
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
Pick which day you want to come. Now I have been asked to, if I buy tickets for Friday, are they only good for Friday? No. If you buy tickets and you say you want to go Friday, that's just to give us a gauge of when you're coming, who's coming. But no, you can come any day. You buy your tickets online, you show up, and then we scan it. And it's good. Your tickets are good for any day. So
I know you can also get hoodies,
Yeah.
sweatshirts, T-shirts, and hats.
Beanie hats,
yeah, we got
On
plenty
your
of merch.
website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got keychains. We've got little things like that. Like you said, like winter hats. And hopefully, they're really neat. I mean, we were just kind of, we're seeing where it goes, and hopefully people like our stuff. And
Yeah.
we're not there to rob you. It's not, we're not hardly making any money on it, but it's mostly just to, kind of get our stuff out there so people can see what we're doing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's
So.
neat. That's neat.
So exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might see me this evening.
Come on.
We hope so.
Hey, listen, I'll make you deal. Even if you show up early, I'll walk you through before we get people placed. I just want people to see our work. That's all.
Oh,
Sure.
absolutely.
Just show up with a school bus full of people, friends, family, bring them all through. Yeah, the more the merrier, absolutely.
Or a camera.
Yeah.
You can take the camera
There you go.
through,
Yep.
we
Rob.
can maybe get Rob
Okay.
over there.
There you go.
No,
The
that'd
weather's
be-
beautiful. So
that would be fun.
Knock on wood.
That would be
Yes.
fun.
Yeah.
So you can park at the Y, Metzger Park.
Yep.
There's plenty of parking at high school, I'm
Yep.
guessing.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it-
And there's a police officer that sits there with the cross walk. That way,
Okay.
if you park at the
Yep.
Y or the high school, because it's dark.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they help you get across and just make sure everyone's safe.
awesome.
Yep.
Great.
Awesome.
And I just want to say this as well. We do have craft vendors and some food trucks. So if you
really?
do come early and you're waiting around, you can go check out the craft vendors and the food trucks. The craft vendors are only going to be there Saturdays and Sundays. Or I'm sorry, Fridays and Saturdays. But the food trucks will be there tonight.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
That's great.
Great.
Well, thanks for coming,
Yeah, of
guys. We
course.
really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Yes, thank you guys for
Absolutely,
having us.
Yeah.
Now, tonight you're going to be so busy you won't know what to do.
I'm hoping.
I hope
Once,
you're right.
Once we get this out there, everybody's going to come. You'll have grandmas, grandpas, everybody.
Listen, I like to try to get my workout in 2 weeks. So I don't do a lot of working out during the year, but these 2 weeks my legs are on fire. So
What time do you get home then? Usually.
Usually between midnight and 1 o'clock. By the time we get everything
okay.
locked up, shut down, turned off.
Yeah.
And then we're usually out there between noon and 2,
Yeah.
trying to get everything ready for open. Yep.
Which the community's they've been great, because once this starts in 2 weekends, and we're making a lot of noise out there. So
Yeah, they're awesome.
So shout out to all the neighboring houses
Yes.
who let us do all this, because it's loud.
It is.
Yeah.
We really amped up our audio for this year. It's loud. It's very, very loud. So
Well, we
they
live in a
under-
great
they
community,
understand.
right?
Yes, we do.
Well, hey, Brandon, Pearson, we're glad to have you here today.
Yep.
And I guess, again, we'll say, if you're thinking about buying or selling,
Give us a
give
call.
her a call.
Call me. Anyway, have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you real soon.
Bye.